Chief seconds. Gentlemen, you both received my instructions in the dressing room. You know exactly what I expect. A good, clean fight, obey my commands, and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
This crowd is at a fever pitch. Do you want Chihuahua or do you want Chicago? This, a WBA super lightweight title eliminator scheduled for 12 rounds. Duarte versus Sims Jr. Okay. Here we go.
That jab right there is going to be key to this fight for Sims Jr. Keeping the fight in the middle of the ring, staying off the ropes, and not letting Duarte turn into the buzzsaw that he is.
Kenneth Sims Jr. has a history of being a fast starter. I think it's going to be important for him to bank some of these early rounds. He has to expect to get a mid to late round surge for Oscar Duarte once he gets some momentum going. Winning these early rounds is going to be critical, I think, for Ken Sims.
Look at the size of Duarte's back. It looks like he has bricks under his skin.
He's always been a muscular fighter, but normally muscles don't translate to power. But when it comes to Oscar Duarte, that's definitely the case. Sims is not known as a puncher at all, but that's not how he's going to win this fight. Power is not how he's going to win this fight. His ring generalship, it's defense, and that jab right there, controlling Duarte, not letting him get off on his power punches.
And both of these fighters love going to the body.
You know, Sims thinks this fight for him is pretty simple. Stick and move, create angles. Don't let Duarte get you momentum, and do not fight with your back against the ropes.
Beautiful combination by Sims right there. Touch them upstairs, downstairs, every punch in the book.
It sounds so easy, Chris. But Duarte has shown that it's never easy with him. In fact, Ryan Garcia, who ended up stopping Duarte, said that Duarte was the strongest and heaviest hitter that he's ever been in the ring with.
No question. That's why it is so important for Kenneth Sims to get off to one of these fast starts.
Good body shot there by Duarte.
Oh, and a nice uppercut as well. Sergio, did you like being the home fighter?
I hated it. I had 2 draws in my career. I think Sims didn't like that body shot by Duarte.
Yeah, there's so many outside distractions. You got to worry about your family being taken care of, tickets for your friends. You're trying to sell tickets. A lot of media responsibilities.
It happens to a lot of fighters. I mean, we saw it with Regis Prograis when he fought in New Orleans. You know, he didn't look good. Katie Taylor when she fought in Dublin. It happens all the time. Just too much pressure being the hometown fighter.
Yeah, there's a flip side of the coin, too. A lot of fighters like it who have
good
success
right hand.
fighting at home, especially over in the UK.
Yeah, and you know those close rounds, the judges hear the noise. Sometimes they're humans. It can affect who they give a round to.
Tell you what, Sims landed a clean right hand, but Duarte didn't let him have that moment. Came right back and put a combination on Sims.
Okay. Nomás no te me pares enfrente de él.
Nice jab right there by Duarte. Look, catching and countering. That's what Sims is going to have to do. He can't let Duarte let loose on that buzzsaw combination that he likes doing. But that's exactly what Duarte did right there in a tight fight. Came forward, got some body shots against the ropes.
You know, it's always fun to ask guys who they brought in for sparring partners. Ken Sims had an interesting answer. He brought Sean Porter in to help him spar for this fight. First of all, Sean, if you're watching, you're crazy. Stop sparring with these young guys. But if you're going to get a sparring partner like that, not many better to emulate the pressure style of Oscar Duarte.
And Chris, there were rumors that this fight might actually have been reduced to 10 rounds, but it did stay at 12. Who would that have favored if they took 2 rounds off the board?
In my opinion, it would have been Kenneth Sims because he would have had 2 less rounds to deal with the pressure of Duarte. There was an issue early in the day with the WBA sanctioning this fight as an official eliminator. Both these guys ranked in the top 5 by the WBA at 140 pounds.
Nice right hand for Sims Jr.
Yeah, but everything's off that jab. Everything's off that stick. If Sims can continue
nice
this,
left hand from Duarte. A left hook and caught him again, then went downstairs with the right. Good variety from the Mexican.
and that's the thing about Sims. He can control the majority of this round with that jab, but as soon as he gets touched by Duarte, Duarte gets nothing but confidence, and the heavy hands are on Duarte's side.
You know, earlier tonight, I heard Oscar De La Hoya say, you know, Sims isn't really a runner. He doesn't move all that much. He just does a lot of head movement. And you can see he doesn't really run. He stays in the pocket and is so elusive at the same time. There's a right hand from Sims.
I think runner is a word overused in boxing. Guys can be sharp defensively, be elusive without running, and Kenneth Sims, I think, is a good example of that.
Sims is a flat-footed boxer puncher. You know, he doesn't rely on power, but he does like fighting. That's the thing. Duarte is a straight pressure puncher, but he can't change his stripes. The thing about Sims is he can box you on the outside or fight you on the inside.
Good exchange there for Duarte.
You know, Todd, to your point about running, when I talk to people in Sims' team, one of their concerns coming into this fight is that Sims will want to rumble with Duarte because he has that instinct, that reflex to want to bang on the inside. They know their best chance to win is to box, but sometimes, Sergio, a fighter's instinct takes over.
No, listen, I love the fact that he has that instinct. It's up to his corner to check that instinct because he's going to need to fight this monster off him. He can't just box
big
him.
right hand for Duarte. That might have buzzed him. Sims trying to fight off the ropes.
Anytime Sims gets the ropes, he better get off. He can't stand nowhere near those ropes because Duarte won't take advantage of it.
Boys, Duarte put everything he had into that left hand. Flipped him again. Good round here for Duarte.
Time.
It starts with an engineer providing access to thousands of Shell EV chargers, helping supply more than 20% of the UK's gas. Getting it from here to here. Investing in people and communities to build skills for the energy transition. Shell is helping power the UK, now and into the future.
Stay that way. Stay in control, just like you tell him. Stay in.
And Sims doing a good job going around, boxing in circles, but he's getting hit with the looping shots. Even though they're blocking, they're ricocheting off his gloves and onto his chin like that. The longer this fight goes, the more that his arms aren't going to be able to hold that power off, and they're bound to seep through and hurt a guy like Sims if he's not ducking under those punches.
Todd Grisham, Chris Mannix, Sergio Mora ringside. This is our main event off the back heels of a co-main event that'll be considered for one of the best fights of the year. Jojo Diaz looked like he found the fountain of youth and a tough decision loss to Regis Prograis.
That jab is going to be key, and right now Sims is looking real sharp with that jab, but he needs to duck under those punches of Duarte when they're looping around. You can't even catch those punches. Duarte punches so hard that even if you catch them, you're going to feel the blunt and the force. So Sims, a three-punch combination right there, but back to the stick. Everything's going to come off that jab.
The Sims need to get the respect of Duarte.
No, I think if he has that jab going and not letting Duarte get off on punches like that, he's going to be just fine. Circling, going around.
That'll get some respect. He sat down on that right hand, and the boss man scored.
The body shot there by Duarte. See, that's what I mean. Even when they're blocked, they're bound to have an effect. The boss man needs to stay in charge of this fight. He cannot let Duarte back him up and do what he wants when he wants.
Duarte said if he beats Sims Jr., this would be his greatest victory ever. A title shot, very likely for the winner. Duarte tried to set up that overhand right, but Sims knew it was coming.
Yeah, it's way too early to be looping shots like that. That right hand would have done better going down to the body.
A little bit, Sergio, of a missed opportunity by Sims, though. He had Duarte out of position, throwing that wild right. Should have countered that with something.
Oof, both of them exchanging, Sims exchanging. And this is the thing about Sims Jr. He's a fighter, not just all boxing. He's able to exchange too early for that, in my opinion.
Sergio, is Sims Jr. going to be too brave for his own good tonight?
He better be smarter than braver.
Oh, and he ate that left hand. Duarte scored again. Sims Jr. does not look good here in the third.
This is that power of Duarte. I've never looked at Duarte as being a one-punch knockout guy, but his accumulation of punches, that's what wears guys down.
If Sims doesn't start dipping and not getting hit by shots, he needs to defensively make Duarte miss. He can't catch those shots because they're going to penetrate through and still do damage. Guys like Duarte, you got to make him miss completely. Don't give him any kind of impact. Just like that.
Stay sharp. As soon as you get next to him, right? When you standing like this, you know it's going to load up. They go like this and then go. Don't stand there. Deep breaths. Come on.
See, there we have Duarte digging down to the body. Nothing landing cleanly. You know, the elbows are tucked in by Sims. Moving around the ring. That's what he needs to do. And keep popping that stick. Nice overhand right there by Sims. Changing directions, left to right. But this is what Duarte does best. He finds a way to penetrate through that guard, and once he gets started with that combination, it's hard to stop a buzzsaw like that.
Yeah, that's a six-punch combination that Duarte landed, including the one big shot, the buck of the legs of Kenneth Sims.
And nowhere to hide from Sims. Punches are coming from anywhere and everywhere.
All the way back.
Round 4 scheduled for 12. We'll get a look at Chris's unofficial scorecard here in a few moments. Both of these men fought 168 days ago. Sims Jr. As we look at Chris Mannix's scorecard, you got it 2 rounds to 1 for Duarte.
Yeah, I thought Oscar Duarte, shots like that he landed in the third round, won that for him. Look, his power punching is starting to have an effect on Kenneth Sims Jr. Sims has got to find a way to stay on that jab and stay away from these power combinations.
Stay on that jab and make Duarte miss. If you're not going to be dipping those punches, if you're not going to use your waist and your upper body to make Duarte completely miss, you're bound to get broken down.
Good body shot for Duarte a moment ago.
You have the footwork, you have the jab, you have the agility. All that is on your side, but you can't let Duarte do this.
It's hard to out-tough a Mexican.
And there's an overhand shot that landed cleanly on Sims. Sims took that punch well.
Sims 8 knockouts in his 22 wins. Duarte 23 KOs in his 29 victories.
You said it, Todd. It's hard to out-tough a Mexican, but you got to outmaneuver fighters like this, fighters like Duarte.
Mexico chance here in Chicago, even though it's the hometown of Sims Jr. Right hand for Duarte, followed it up with a stiff jab. Sims answers back.
Yeah, Sims got caught with the right hand and then came back with a check hook of himself. Good shot, there it is again.
And that froze Duarte for a second.
Yep. Those two solid left hooks landed by Sims in this round, even though Duarte seemed to dominate most of it.
Well, Ring 4 is slated for November 22nd as David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, puts his WBC light heavyweight title on the line against Anthony Yarde. Plus, Devin Haney challenges Brian Norman Jr. for his WBO welterweight title.
Con muchos golpes, ¿ok? Al cuerpo sigue tirando, pero cuídenlos de abajo.
Keep throwing to the body.
Look,
you gotta aim for that midsection.
Cuando tiras tu izquierda, él ya está subiendo su mano arriba.
Look, when you throw that left hand,
con la izquierda, güey, al hígado.
you gotta keep that hand up for what's coming back.
Y no te levantes enfrente de él tampoco, ¿ok? Vamos, Cuídenme mucho de abajo.
And there's that nice jab from Sims that he's been popping out there. That's a nice jab right there, but see, Duarte's getting accustomed to it, getting accustomed to the length of it. Sims better start alternating the speed and the length of that jab, because Duarte's getting closer and closer to countering over the top of that jab.
Chris, that was an accidental 2-minute round.
Did you hit the bell?
Timekeeper butchered it.
Bell?
I think that benefits Ken Sims. One less minute.
And now the referee's saying ring the bell. What's going on here ringside? I think they're getting too enthralled in this matchup.
He owes us a minute, because this is a tight fight. And this is the thing that we talked about before this fight, that Ken Sims Jr. can do a little bit of boxing, a little bit of fighting. Duarte lets him have the beginning of every round, and Sims controls him with that jab, but he has to fight him in the second half of that round.
And now chance of USA. It's like an Olympic showdown, Chris. World Cup atmosphere. This is incredible. I'm getting shades of Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano when it was the Puerto Rico and Ireland champs.
Chicago's always been a great city. I fought here before. It's an amazing city. More fights need to come to this area of the Midwest.
A couple good counter hooks there from Ken Sims. He doesn't have the power to hurt Duarte, but he's got to keep throwing those power shots to get the respect of him.
Control him with that jab, but you could hurt him to the body. You can hurt him downstairs. No man is immune to body shots. There we go. See, that's Sims Jr. right there, poking him downstairs, coming around the guard, and then not staying in front of him. Go back to that stick. If Sims Jr. could box like this for the entire 3 minutes of a round, that's how he wins this fight.
But Duarte's just one left hook away from freezing Sims Jr. in his tracks. Sims Jr. listed as orthodox, but does like to switch hits.
Yes, he does. And he's having a great round right here, moving around both sides, left and right, not letting Duarte get off. But it's because of that jab, upstairs and downstairs.
Good left to the body from Duarte. Yeah, this is the best round so far for Sims Jr. Oh, nice counter. Good timing from Sims Jr.
That punch is going to be there again. Catch and counter right with that left hook.
Keep him up.
Puncher or not, if you catch an aggressive, there it is again. If Sims catches him with that catch and counter shoot left hook, he's going to hurt Oscar Duarte. Just like Ryan Garcia caught him off guard with that left hook. Sims may not have the Garcia power, but he has that fast twitch, quick muscle reflex.
5 seconds. Obey the bell. Time.
Looking good that round. You feel good too, Dick. Team step.
He's had Duarte digging down to the body. Kenneth Sims catching and countering nicely, but it's that jabs that really impressed me in that round. Of course, those body shots around the guard didn't let Duarte get off on any of his offense that he's known for. And that's that catch and counter left hook that I was talking about. That punch will be there again.
And it was right on the temple, Sergio, and you don't have to have a lot of power to injure somebody if you hit him on the temple.
Yeah, you hurt him with speed and not power, accuracy.
You can see a very happy corner of Kenneth Sims Jr. between these last couple of rounds. They like the movement, they like the activity. That's the kind of fight they want Kenneth Sims fighting.
Sergio, do you think Sims Jr. has kind of figured him out, or is that just going to be a blip on the radar as this fight ebbs and flows?
No, he figured him out. He caught and countered with that left hook right now. I think Sims had an excellent last round. He's starting this round nicely.
Well,
again.
Then what do you do if you're Duarte if you think the guy's figured you out?
Well, you better start jabbing your way in. Right now, he's following Sims around the ring.
Caught him with a left hook.
He's following him around. He should be backing him up with jabs, double and triple jabs.
A little bit of a smile, too, on the face of Kenneth Sims. Maybe getting into a bit of a rhythm here these last couple of rounds.
Duarte just almost landed the perfect overhand right. Sims better not get overconfident.
And he better not get tired. He can't be stationary against Duarte.
Good body shot by Duarte. See, that's what I like about Sims Jr. Right back with the body shot of his own.
A good counter hook there, though.
No, the heavier hands are definitely with Duarte. The quicker hands are with Sims Jr.
This is a very even matchup. Duarte having some good moments here in the sixth.
Yeah, Sims Jr. can't allow 4-punch combinations like that. Even though they're blocked, he needs to catch and counter. Intercepts.
There's a left. Sims saying, I got you.
Punch in between. There we go. That's what Sims Jr. needs to do. Punch in between the combination of the Duarte. Don't let him get off with 4 or 5 punches.
You know, that uppercut might have hurt Sims, who's backed against the ropes now.
Yeah, it's a couple of times that Duarte's tried to land that rear uppercut. There he goes, trying to do it a third time.
Good stretch here for Duarte as Sims is slowed down.
Sims didn't slow down. Duarte's slowing him down.
Good one. Just when the fight was maybe looking like it was starting to slip away from Duarte, he's had a big round 6, but Sims getting some shots in now. There's another one.
And now Sims turning southpaw. Trying to land that right hook, giving him a different look. Going back to orthodox now.
There's the uppercut from Duarte. The left hook and the uppercut have been the punches of choice for Oscar Duarte.
And it's been the right hand of the jab and the catch and counter left hook by the boss man himself. That jab right there, right down the gut.
Chris, who did you give that round to?
It's close.
What an atmosphere here in Chicago, and what a night it should be as Darren Till and Luke Rockhold, 2 former UFC superstars, step into the ring to settle the score in boxing. That's the co-main event for UFC icon Tony Ferguson, who faces Misfits boxing hero Salt Poppy. No takedowns, just fists. Live August 30th from Manchester's AO Arena.
Lead right hand by Duarte, trying to come around the guard of Sims Jr. But there's that uppercut you were talking about, Todd, because Sims Jr. got a little bit too comfortable inside. Shots like that will buzz you. The later this fight goes, they will take your legs. But back he comes right there. Sims Jr. with the sharper punches, the quicker shots, but the power shots and the heavier punches are by Oscar Duarte in a very close round and close fight.
A very even fight between Duarte and Sims Jr. We're here in the 7th round. How does Chris Mannix have it scored?
I've got it 58-56 in favor of Oscar Duarte. Very competitive 6th round, but I thought the power of Duarte helped him edge. I think the power of Duarte has been the biggest difference maker in this fight. Candace Sims had a terrific 5th round. He needs to kind of bottle that up and make that the style the rest of the fight.
Good body shot from Duarte, and Sims is frozen against the ropes. He's not moving. He's got to move.
He needs to move. Keep sticking that jab. Keep this fight in the middle of the ring. Stay off the ropes if you're Candace Sims Jr. But that's what Oscar Duarte does. He forces you to fight his fight.
Duarte just teeing off on the stationary Sims Jr.
And there's that catch and counter left hook. Sims Jr. Sims has a game plan, man, but it's just someone like this, you have to fight him. You can't just outbox him.
Stiff jabs there from Sims Jr. to back Duarte up.
Anytime Duarte throws that right hand,
Oscar,
Sims Jr. is waiting to catch and counter with that left hook.
Watch your head.
Chris Mannix is in the corner of Duarte with Robert Garcia.
Robert, what do you think of what you're seeing?
Well, no, the fight's very close. Sims is doing a really good job counter-punching, and when he has his distance, that's why we have to cut the distance, fight on the inside, and just don't give him time to breathe.
What does he have to do to close that distance?
You have to cut the ring and be aggressive, throw more punches.
Throw more punches. Duarte doesn't seem to stop throwing punches, Sergio. Here's a few more.
Sims Jr. getting caught from that southpaw stance. I don't think he should be doing that, especially against the ropes. You're doing fine from that orthodox stance, popping that jab. Keep doing what you're having success with. Good body shot there by Sims. That's what he needs to do. Double up them body shots. If you can start having Duarte on the back foot, that's when you know those body shots are taking the legs of Duarte.
Chris, what did you make of that advice from Garcia?
I think he recognizes how competitive this fight is and wants to keep this fight in close. When it's at a bit of a range, that's where Candace Sims has most success. When it's there in the corner, that's when Oscar Duarte can unleash those combinations.
I don't think they've clinched once in this fight.
No need for clinching. This is just power boxing at its best. And I'll tell you what, even against the ropes, nothing's landing cleanly on Duarte. Duarte's overloading a lot of shots.
Nice right hand, the left just missed for Duarte. Oh, he clipped him with a left, and the time runs out. Great fight here in Chicago.
5 rounds faltan, Tenemos que darle, cabrón, Este güey ya te traes, cabrón.
That's how you do it. You gotta keep that up.
Ganas de adentro, de acá, de adentro del corazón,
You gotta show me some heart, you understand?
Mientras no le das pinche mientras no le das distancia, no le das.
Don't give him nothing. Don't let him get that distance. You close that.
Cuando le das distancia, lo dejas que haga puntos.
Because when he has that distance, he pitter-pats with that points. He tries to get those points on the outside. And there you see Sims against the ropes, and that's what he shouldn't do. That's his kryptonite. Anytime he's on the rope, Duarte takes advantage of that. Nothing cleanly, but he's landing shots. Sims landing shots like that, catching and countering. Those are getting the attention of Duarte, but the 2-4 in between.
You know, we're into now the second half of the fight, and watching these two guys in the corner, Oscar Duarte looks like the more fatigued fighter. He was sitting there, breathing deeply through his mouth. I was watching Candace Sims Jr. after that last round. Looks pretty composed there in his corner, so looks like his conditioning is holding up as we're into the 8th.
Well, when you sparred with Sean Porter as your sparring partner, you're going to be durable and in good shape.
Good jab to the gut there by Sims Jr. And you can see that he still has a snap in that punch.
Which fighter would you rather be right now, Sergio?
Sims Jr. I'll be honest with you. Even though I might be losing, I like the snap and the punch of Sims right now. I like the bounce on the feet, on his footwork. I like the fact that he's using the ring.
Round 7, Duarte 27-96, Sims Jr. 25-60.
And that's going to be a variable when you're thinking about how to score each one of these rounds. Close when it comes to connects, but the output of Duarte for most of these rounds has been significantly higher.
Good body shot there by Sims, catching Duarte at an angle.
A little bit low on the body shot there.
The only way to beat a guy like Duarte is to catch and counter. You have to intercept his punches in between the shots. You can't let him get off. Sims have done that in spots, but it's just so difficult to do when you have a buzzsaw like this in front of you. good round by Sims Jr. right now. He's making Duarte miss. You can see that Duarte's a little bit fatigued now, missing.
Still a long way to go. We're in the 8th, scheduled for 12.
Sims Jr. needs to keep picking and pecking with that jab and digging down to the body when he's on the inside. Right here, he needs to go downstairs with the Mexican.
Chance of Oscar.
There we go. See that jab right there, cutting Duarte in half? Duarte doesn't like that. No fighter likes that. The more aggressive you get, the more you gut them down there. There we go.
Instead of cutting the ring off, Duarte's just following Sims around.
Yeah, he is.
But there's that uppercut. It's still there. And now Sims needs to be stationary. Or doesn't need to be stationary.
Duarte took that round out, or Sims outboxed him. But either way, good round for Kenneth Sims Jr.
A fantastic night of boxing. There's the world-famous Navy Pier here in Chicago, Illinois. The co-main event, incredible, and the main event not far behind it. As we enter round 9, it could be one of those fights, Sergio, where it's 4 rounds apiece.
Yeah, Ken, and we expected this. Boxer versus puncher, you know, pressure versus savviness. That's the beauty of the sweet science.
Don't forget the fight. Wake up. Be great. Wake up. Okay? Look, speed. Use that jab. Shoot the right hand downstairs. Boxing turn, okay? You boxing the shit out of him.
Sims Jr. said this week that he didn't think this would be a difficult fight for him. He said, I just have to stay locked in, and I can't let Duarte have his big moment. My jab is the key.
Yeah, he thinks that Duarte and his team might have underestimated him coming into this fight. His last performance against Kendo Castaneda, not his best, got fatigued towards the end of that fight, but he said he only had a 2-week training camp to get ready for that fight after coming off an injury. This fight, full 8-week camp in Las Vegas. He feels at his best.
Let's see if Duarte can find his second win. Appears to be running on fumes. Good jab.
I love how Sims is boxing in circles, man. Nice foot feint right there. Body shot, both of them exchanging.
Look how close it is. Those are very similar numbers. 138 landed through 8 for Duarte. 1 less for Sims Jr. That's why the Vegas odds makers had this as a 50-50 fight pretty much. Slight edge to Duarte.
Good, better work from Duarte in the first half of this round. Keeping it on the inside, digging more to the body.
Good catch and counter there by Sims Jr.
Nice body shot from Duarte and a good flurry from Sims.
Heavy body shots by Oscar Duarte. Those are strong, heavy-handed punches to the body.
Yeah, much better round 9 here for Duarte. Good uppercut. Good right hand, a good right cross from Sims Jr.
See, that's what Sims is so good at, catching and countering. Now turning southpaw, catching and countering again.
But he caught too much there.
Because he's squared up right now. In between lefty and righty stance, and Duarte's just going to the body if he can.
And the left, a big one for Sims Jr. And that might have hurt Duarte a little bit.
That rocked Duarte was a catch and counter. That's the punch I was talking about earlier, 3 rounds ago. Sims Jr. catching with that left hand and returning with that same left hand.
Duarte with that zombie mentality. Even if he's hurt, he's coming forward.
And if you remember, Duarte, when he fought Ryan Garcia, he was on the front foot with one hook that changed the tide and changed everything, knocking out Duarte.
Good right from Sims Jr. He heard that clicker.
Beautiful defense there by Sims Jr.
What round we on, y'all? Looking good. Stay behind the jab, though.
Look at that foot feint, the power of the foot feint. Even though Duarte landed a nice right hand right there, that's what Sims needs to keep doing. Boxing, Duarte in circles, foot feinting, staying behind that jab, and of course staying off the ropes. Anytime Duarte starts letting off shots like that, overhand shots like that, those are the clean punches that the judges see in close fights.
And that left hand, you saw it just clip the chin. Those are the ones that are most devastating rather than a solid shot.
Yeah, it's a whip, the whipping effect.
Only 3 rounds to go. You know, Chris, we mentioned perhaps Duarte needed a second win. He seems to have found it.
Found it a little bit in that last round. Thought Candace Sims also had some pretty good moments in that last round as well. But Sergio, you brought up something that I think I'm seeing more of with Sims. That's kind of squaring up a little more. Even when he's in the middle of the ring, he's squaring up more than he has in previous rounds.
Yeah, he is, because he's switching lefty and righty. I just think he should stick with one.
Let's look at Chris Mannix's scorecard through 9.
Yeah, I've got an 87-84 in favor of Oscar Duarte. The output for Duarte has given him a slight edge in the last 2 of the last 3 rounds. He's won on my scorecard. Good 8th round for Ken Sims Jr. and a very competitive fight all throughout, but I've got Duarte up 87-84.
I agree. I think Duarte has the momentum. He lands the cleaner shots, the sexy shots that are easier to see. Even though
Watch your head, Oscar.
I love the work that Sims Jr. is doing, he's just not doing it for long enough to win the round. It's Duarte's heavier shots that are catching the attention.
And you said earlier that Sims Jr. had to stay off the ropes. He invited Duarte to come meet him on the ropes there.
Because he's catching and countering nicely, but whenever this fight's getting away from you, that's actually a bad look being against the ropes.
It's also fatigue.
Good body shot there by Sims Jr. on the inside. I don't think Duarte liked that shot.
Duarte just putting his head down and letting his fist fly. Good right hand for Duarte.
I still think Sims caught the attention of Duarte to the body, man.
Oscar, you got to keep the punches up, okay? No más.
Being warned about low blows was Oscar Duarte.
Sims Jr. jabs and body shots. That's what he needs to do. He got the respect of Duarte this round. I think he hurt him to the body because Duarte hasn't really been that aggressive, and now he's getting hit with some clean shots.
Good right hand, and some of those punches look below the belt.
And this is where Candace Sims Jr. needs this fight to be, right in the middle of the ring.
Duarte was winning the round until that sequence. These are some really close rounds. Left hook on the exit there as Sims left his hands down.
And now Sims turning left-handed. I just think he's doing a good job fighting right-handed, fighting orthodox. Why give this man a chance by squaring up? You're having a good round. You hurt him to the body. You had some good lifts. Win this round and let's get the momentum going. If you're Kenny Sims Jr.
Time.
Dos rounds nos faltan, mi Oscar, ¿qué? Aquí nos tiene que enseñar, no nomás a nosotros, por a ti mismo. A ti mismo. ¿Cuánto quieres esta pinche pelea?
How do you want this fight? Do you want this fight?
Vamos,
Let's go.
No le des chance de respirar.
You can't let him breathe. You understand that? You gotta throw those shots.
Cuídeme mucho abajo. No quiero un pinche punto, cabrón. No
You need to keep going down to the body. You understand? You need to watch out with those low blows. You cannot get a point deduction.
No cometes error, porque no quiero que nos quiten puntos. I'm telling you.
Nice body shots right there. Coming up with the uppercuts is Kenneth Sims Jr. But it was a body shot that caught the attention. Beautiful shots right there. Both sides coming up with the uppercuts.
Yeah, they're by my side.
And Chris, what do you think about this? I just checked online for the live odds. Duarte minus 800 right now, an 8-1 favorite to win this fight.
I think Duarte's output has been a big advantage for him in this fight, but this is still, I think, very much in play for a decision for Kenneth Sims Jr.
That seems very high, especially considering Sims Jr. is the hometown fighter. We're in the championship rounds here in Chicago, Illinois. It's been everything we thought it could be in this WBA title eliminator.
You know, good advice in between rounds from Robert Garcia, encouraging Duarte not to just go out there and headhunt. Keep digging downstairs to the body. Mix up your punches, more diversity.
Yeah, absolutely, because when you have someone moving so much and having good defense upstairs, you got to keep going to the ribs. You got to stop him from moving from left to right. And how do you do that? You stop him by going to the body. Keep him still. We unleash your combinations.
Counter right just off target.
Nice turning right there by Sims Jr. See, that's what you need to do. You turn like you're dancing with your opponent. Get off the ropes and dig down to the body.
Look how close the total punches landed through 10 rounds.
And if you're wondering why those odds seem to favor Duarte, it's that bottom number, 749 to 576 in total punches thrown.
Sims Jr. said he was going to keep turning Oscar Duarte, and he's been doing just that. Turning him, not letting Duarte get off in front of him, using the entire ring, moving laterally, left to right, and of course popping him with that jab.
Good right hand for Duarte. And he got out of the way for the receipt that time.
Both of them exchanged hooks right there, left hooks. Duarte got the better of it. See that stabbing jab to the body, that's what stops you. Stops your opponent from coming forward. You keep annoying him with that jab down there. Kenneth Sims Jr. is getting a little bit too brave exchanging with Duarte. Both fighters just missing big shots in exchanges.
Maybe he feels that Duarte's lost some steam off his punches and he can take the shots now.
No, I understand that, but when you're doing well, you know, controlling and dictating, that's how you win this fight. You stay in control. You execute your game plan. You don't go fire for fire with a fireman.
Stop at the bell.
Good round for Duarte.
Don't give him no respect. 3 shots downstairs and go looping over the top. And I need you to go 1-2-1. Don't step back. 1-2-1 and stay inside.
Last round.
But you got to keep going downstairs. But watch out for those low blows. You don't want a point deduction. Exchanging hooks right there. That's what I'm talking about with Sims, that he wants to avoid changing hooks with a hooker right there.
The last round. And it could hang in the balance. You never know. Duarte, as he's always been, on the front foot. He's the aggressor. He's taken the fight to Sims.
Yes, he has. But Sims Jr. has been boxing nicely on the back foot. This is what we talked about earlier. Beautiful, perfect clash of styles between boxer and puncher.
Let's look at Chris Mannix's unofficial scorecard.
Yeah, I've got Oscar Duarte up 106-103. A close, competitive 11 rounds that I edged Duarte based on the power shots. And again, the output was just higher. But there have been a lot of competitive rounds in this fight. Right now, my scorecard favors Oscar Duarte 106-103.
Good body shot there by Sims, but I have to agree. Duarte's just his pressure and his volume. Even though Sims Jr. has had great moments, clean shots, it's always Oscar Duarte on the front foot, pushing the fight, landing body shots.
Minute 45 left. A possible title opportunity up for grabs. Duarte said this would be the biggest win of my life, no doubt about it. Sims promised to deliver the performance of his life.
Great performance by Kenneth Sims Jr., I'm not going to lie, but it's not enough in my opinion, because Duarte right now, even though this is a tight fight, is Duarte on the front foot. Not enough body shots coming from Kenneth Sims Jr. I think if anything, if he did get the respect, it was after a body shot, but he stopped going downstairs.
There was a body shot from Sims Jr.
I said it before the fight, if he's going to hurt Duarte, it was going to be a shot to the midsection.
Yeah, in a competitive fight with comparable punches landed, two things that can stand out to judge to edge them. One is who is the aggressor, and two, who is throwing more punches.
And now you see Sims Jr. catching and countering. It's just too little, too late. I mean, these are the chances he needed to take earlier in the fight.
This crowd is eating it up. Half a minute left. Good check left hook from Sims. He just hasn't been active enough so far in the 12th.
Good body shot on the inside there by Sims.
Who do you like? Both men will think they've won it. Oscar Duarte climbing the ropes. Kenneth Sims Jr. climbing the ropes. Will the judges appreciate the aggression and output and power of Duarte, or the slick boxing and flurries of Kenneth Sims Jr.? Well, rising heavyweight phenom Moses Itamwa takes on the body snatcher Dillian Whyte in a career-defining clash. Itamwa just 20 years of age. Whyte looking to reestablish himself once again as a heavyweight title contender. It's live from Saudi Arabia on DAZN pay-per-view. Buy it now. Well, Sergio, could you make the case that Kenneth Sims Jr. won this fight?
Probably not, but it was a damn good performance. I mean, he executed like he said he was going to execute. He said his jab was going to be the key. He was going to dictate, and he did just that. But he let Duarte, steal some close rounds. He didn't catch and counter enough. But all in all, I mean, I think he executed nicely, man. It's a tight fight, a close fight, but I still got to sway to Oscar Duarte.
Duarte said in camp with Roger Garcia he's worked a lot on his footwork and his conditioning. And despite looking like he was fading in the 7th or 8th round, Duarte really closed strong.
Yeah, he did. And I think Sims Jr. went away from the body shots. I think if he hurt and got the respect of Duarte, it was a left hand to the body. The jab was there, the movement was there, the game plan was there for Kenneth Sims Jr., but not enough body shots. That was going to be the key here, the jab and going downstairs. I think he got the jab, he just didn't go downstairs enough.
Well, either way, a very memorable night for Kenneth Sims Jr., who's fighting at home for the first time in 16 years when he was an amateur.
Honestly, much respect, bro.
I think both men, Sergio, correct me if I'm wrong, fought as well as they could fight.
100%.
It's just Duarte, according to you, was a little bit better.
100%. That's the reason you see smiles on both their faces, because they both did what they trained to do. They executed their game plan. There's nothing to be ashamed of here on either side.
All right, who got the win? Joe Martinez has the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. Here are the judges' totals. Judge Al Gallardo scores it 114 even. Judge Nathan Palmer, 112. Mike Fitzgerald, 113. Your winner by majority decision, de Parral, Chihuahua, Mexico, Oscar Migraño Duarte.
And there you go. That's exactly how we saw it. 114 was a draw, but either way, close fight. Kenny Sims Jr. hung in there, but ultimately it was the buzzsaw from Chihuahua, Mexico, Oscar Duarte, that was able to get through, fight through, and get this decision.
The biggest win of his career and maybe the best performance of his career.